So Red Son is one of those movies that I've known about for years, and it sounded really awesome, but just never got around to watching it. And then sometimes it just takes a good friend to remind you 20 times before you remember to actually watch it. So shout out to my good friend Jay Tilton for having the patience. But Red Son is a 1971 Western directed by Terence Young.
He will cut your head off.
And just the main appeal and reason to watch this film is just its amazing cast, featuring both Toshiro Mifune and Charles Bronson in the same film. It's a true samurai western. And I'm just a giant fan of the actor Toshiro Mifune. He's just one of my favorite actors of all time. So, that's going to get me to watch it. And then there's Charles Bronson, who's also just a very recognizable and famous actor. And he is just the ultimate badass. So just seeing these two legends together, that in itself is just worth it. But for some reason, when this film first came out, I heard that most critics actually did not like it. But then again, if it means anything, apparently Red Son is Quentin Tarantino's favorite spaghetti western. And it definitely does seem like something he'd like. A real samurai western. So Red Son takes place around the year 1870. At first we meet one of our main protagonists, Link Stewart, played by Bronson. And he's initiating a train heist with his partner Gosh. And they just have a multitude of other hired bandits with them. But the train is also occupied by a Japanese ambassador, played by Tetsu Nakamura. And he's holding on to a gold-handled samurai sword. And he plans to deliver this to the President of the United States as a gift. And because the sword is valuable and it's gold, Gosh ends up stealing the sword. He double-crosses Link, and he leaves him at the whim of the ambassador.
He stole from us something very precious.
And instead of just turning him in, the ambassador tasks Link with retrieving the sword, all the while being accompanied by the ambassador's bodyguard, played by Mifune.
Make no mistake, Oda is no ordinary man.
And they have a week to retrieve the sword, otherwise the bodyguard's gonna have to commit seppuku. This is to regain his honor.
We call it harakiri.
And as to why there's a time limit, I'm not really sure. Maybe the ambassador just likes to keep his employees on their toes. So the premise of Red Son doesn't exactly reinvent the spaghetti western storyline, and it is sort of like a quest-based video game story. And of course we have the two characters who start out at odds with one another.
Now we're even.
And they just have completely different backgrounds and personalities. And by the end of the film, of course, they develop sort of respect for one another and become friends.
You alright?
Yeah.
It sounds cliche, and it is. But let me remind you again that it's a story led by Toshiro Mifune and Charles Bronson. And we really just come to see them kick some serious ass, even if it is a mediocre film. And I just love these two together. Bronson just plays the amoral yet quick-witted gunfighter just perfectly. And Mifune just excels at the strict and extremely skilled samurai bodyguard. And it is impressive how Mifune doesn't get overshadowed by Bronson, because that's definitely not easy. And his samurai persona just adds a level of just intrigue to this film which would otherwise be lacking.
Samurai knife is service.
And actually this is the first time I've heard Mifune speak English. And while it is flawed, I was still impressed by just how much he spoke.
I intend to find you. I intend to see you dead.
He definitely learned his lines phonetically, but still exactly what he's saying, and it just works with him being this real stoic type.
If I see you're gonna kill Ghosh, I've just gotta kill you.
I understand you must try.
And I wouldn't say that Bronson and Mifune are bringing their A-game material with this, but these actors are just so physically incapable of giving a bad performance. So even their B material feels like an A. And watching it now, I'll say the movie has aged pretty well. It still is far from great, but at the same time, it's still a lot better than most East versus West Westerns of the decade. It's not original, it's not really all inspiring, but it didn't really need to be. All this really needed to do was just be a good excuse for Bronson and Mifune to just mow down a ton of bandits with awesome gunfighting and sword fighting. You know, with the occasional intense squinting at one another. And they do pull it off. In the end, it's uncomplicated, it's enjoyable, and surprisingly just a fun, funny, and just entertaining flick. And you'll especially enjoy it if you like westerns and samurai movies. But it does make me think just how awesome it would be if Sergio Leone had Mifune just star in one of his westerns. Definitely a missed opportunity. Anyway, this film is widely available. There's a 4K and Blu-ray DVD of it if you want it physically. For me, I just watched this for free on YouTube. I'll give you the link to that. And that's why some of the clips I'm using for this video are kind of low quality, so I do apologize for that. Anyway, if you're seeing this, then I was able to get this video out before my trip to Japan. So I'll be gone for a few weeks, but you know, I promise to return with some awesome new content for you guys. So, like always, thanks for watching.